Hey guys, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at Yard of the Month. Alright, Yard of the Month is a game by designer Chanteau from BrainBox Gaming Company. It plays 2 to 6 players in about 30 to 60 minutes, and it says it's ages 8 plus, and I think that's about right. The game's going to be dropping on Kickstarter on the 17th of May. And it's a game about gardening, building up your own cute little garden, and then throwing some negative stuff into your opponents and destroying their flowers and seeds. Let me just show you how it plays. It'll explain a little better than I can. So let's get out of the table. Alright, so here is Yard of the Month, set up for 3 players. First thing you're going to do is you're going to shuffle the cards. You're going to place the cards in the middle, and you're going to deal each player a starting hand of 5 cards. Then, on a player's turn, they can play as many actions as they want from the cards that are in their hand. So let's look at these cards here. Alright, so what we can do is, you have a couple different things you can do. On your turn, you can plant a seed, which a seed will be used by playing the flower card. And the way you plant a seed is you take the flower card and you place it face down in front of you, like this. So that's going to signify that you have a seed planted. Next thing you can do is you can put Nick, the gnome, into your garden, and he's going to protect you from weeds and from Nack. So as long as you have Nick, you can't have Nack. So we'll get into a little bit of Nack later. So I'm also going to put Nick in my garden. I have 2 more Nicks that I can't play right now. I could play them on an opponent, but that's silly. And I have garden tools. Garden tools can be used to either stop someone on their turn from putting weeds into my garden, or I can play them on my turn to get rid of all weeds in my garden, or I can discard them at the end of my turn to take an extra turn, which is what I'm going to do in this case. So I'm going to discard this. I'm going to draw back up to 5. Now, at the beginning of your turn, you can grow all seeds. So any seeds that you have that are face down, you're going to flip. And then you just play again. So one other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plant 2 more flowers. I'll stack them on top of each other just for simplicity's sake. And then I'm going to give this player weeds. Now, what weeds do, if you put weeds into the field or into the garden, as soon as you put weeds in the field, it kills all seeds. If the player has flowers, you can, the player, until they get rid of the weeds, 1 flower will die at the end of each turn, as long as they have weeds in the field. So, or at the beginning of each turn. So as long as you have weeds, you're going to kill flowers, and you're never going to be able to plant seeds. So it's good to get these out of your hand quickly. So yeah, I played it on this player over here. What else do I have? I got 2 more Nicks. There's nothing I can do with those, so I'm going to go ahead and draw up to 5. And then I will be done. Alright, next player's turn. They're going to pick up their cards. They have a weed, so they're not going to be playing any seeds. And what they are going to do is, they have these cards, flowers and Nick. They have weeds in their field. So what they're going to do is they're going to put a Nick in their field as well to prepare the field for once the weeds are gone. So that's that player's turn. It was not very exciting. They're drawing back up and they're done. Now it's this player's turn. Alright, this player's got some good stuff. Okay. So here's this player's cards. They have a flower, weeds, garden tools, and a hammer. Let me explain to what a hammer does. So on this player's turn, the player is going to use a hammer to smash my Nick. So what happens there is they put it on my Nick and it goes into the discard. So now this player's garden is no longer protected from weeds because this player smashed my protector gnome. Next thing they're going to do is, now that my Nick is gone, they're going to throw some weeds in here. and then once it comes back to my turn, bad things are going to happen. And then they're going to plant this flower into a seed and this seed. And all they have left is garden tools. Then they're going to take another turn. And they are just going to draw up the 5. Alright, here's the last card that I haven't shown you yet. This is Nack. What he does is he prevents seeds from turning into flowers. And that's it. So as long as he's in your field, you can continue to plant seeds. They're just not going to turn into flowers. So it's good for you to use your own hammer on this guy if he's in your garden. So you're not going to want to put this in your own garden. You're going to want to put this into a garden with an opponent. And also, if you have a Nack, you cannot put, or if you have the Nick, you cannot put Nack in the that player's garden. You can only have one type in your garden at a time. So that is the start of the month. You're going to keep going around like this until someone gets 10 flowers planted at the end of their turn. And then whoever has those, the first to get to the 10 flowers is the winner. There's one more card that I didn't show you, and that is fertilizer. The way fertilizer works is, say it was this player's turn and they didn't have any weeds. They could play fertilizer if they just planted these, and all of these seeds immediately become flowers. So now this player will have 3 flowers instead of a flower and 2 seeds. They're not going to have to wait until the next turn to have their seeds grow, because you can't really afford to keep seeds planted, because the longer the seeds are planted, the more opportunities you're going to have to either get hit with Nack or weeds. So you want to make sure that you are getting seeds planted and flowers grown as quickly as possible. So yeah, that's all the cards. You're going to play until someone gets 10, and that's it. So yeah, let's go back up to the top and we'll tell you what we think about it. Alright, so that was Yard of the Month. This is a really fun little game. I like the fact that the cards can be used in multiple ways. Granted, it's only the flower card, but I like that it can be used as the seed and the flower. And I really like that there are 2 different kinds of gnomes. So one can protect you and one can hurt your opponent. And I like that while there's attacking in the game, there's plenty of ways to defend yourself against that attacking. So that's one thing that I really liked about the game. While playing it, I did notice that sometimes the games can go on really long. By really long, like 30, 40 minutes. And sometimes they can be done in 10 minutes. So that was interesting. I played a 3-player game, and it was about 30 minutes. And then I played a 4-player game, and it took about 10 minutes, just because, you're drawing cards from the top of a deck, so sometimes you can just get lucky and get some decent cards. So, while that's not a flaw of the game, it's just something to keep in mind, that it is kind of a lucky game, because you're just randomly drawing cards. The artwork on the cards is really, really gorgeous. It's like little cartoony flowers, and the gnomes are really cute, and the garden tools are pretty neat. The hammer is just a hammer, but it does say Gnome Smasher on it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this is Yard of the Month. It's a game that I really like. I'll keep in my collection for sure to bring out to play with probably non-gamers or not yet gamers, because it's it's a simple-ish game. It'll be a good gateway into maybe like a Dominion-style deck builder game that has a little more rules and meat to it. But yeah, this is a great game. I recommend it. Go check out the Kickstarter. There'll be a link in the video, and if you enjoy it, back it. It can become your game and you can play it. So yeah, thanks. See ya.